everyone, it's Lil D from LilDevet.com and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with the next part of my Traveler's Notebook series where I'm going to be sharing with you Traveler's Notebook features and options for you to be aware of and consider when choosing your first or next Traveler's Notebook. So the way I'm going to do this is it's not a completely exhaustive list. But I'm going to try to cover as much as I can, sharing a lot of the things from my collection. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to share 3 tips on features and options that you should be aware of and how to go about navigating through the choices. And then at the end, I'll share tips for starting out and then ultimately leveling up. So if you're interested in learning more about this, please keep watching. To begin, we're going to go over the 3 tips that I mentioned for navigating your choices of features and options. So the first one is size. You may have a size in mind as to something you'd like to try. And what I suggest is that you try to do a trial run rather than just jumping in and buying something. That way, in case it doesn't work out for you, you don't have to worry about having lost that as an investment. So I have a couple of things here that I'm going to share with you. So the easiest way to do this, to test out a size, is to get some cardboard paper and to cut it out in the size that you're thinking of. So what I've done is I have here as an example, this is when I was trying to figure out what kind of a Traveler's Notebook size to use to manage my content. So what I did was I cut it out. This is like in kind of a wide size, and I put a rubber band around the center, if you can see that there, top and bottom. And then what I did was I decorated the cover with lots of stickers. And I did the same thing on the back, and I carried this around. Now there's only one rubber band on this, but you can put multiple if you wanted to carry multiple notebooks. And if it gets really, really thick, to get kind of that Traveler's Notebook feel, what you can do is that you can add another hole to the side and take another rubber band, put a knot in it, and kind of fish it through so that that way you have the closure. But this is the absolute cheapest way that you can do a trial run with a size in order to see that it works for you. And I highly suggest that you do this, because sometimes you think to yourself, well, that should be fine, but it turns out that you won't have enough writing room, or it might be too small, or whatever the case may be. So this is one way to stage a trial run. Another way to do that is to make it yourself. So today I went to my local Hobby Lobby and I was in the craft section, and I apologize for the glare here. I'll try to hold it at an angle so it doesn't bother you. So I found this piece of leather in a craft aisle, and it's a natural piece of leather, and if you look at it, or let me hold it at a distance. It actually has some beautiful carvings. It's almost like a floral or brocade carving, and it's kind of stiff, which is something that you definitely want to look for. So what I was thinking was I can take this, fold it in half, and what does that look like to you? Exactly. So this piece of leather, if you can see here, hopefully, it's only $12.99, and it's a nice size. I can fold it in half and then punch a hole in the center so I can fish through a strap, and then 2 holes in the top and the bottom to create the spine straps. And then I went over to the fabric section and I found this round elastic cord, which was only $1.99. Hopefully you can see that up there. Focus. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So $12.99, $1.99. I'm gonna make my own notebook. If you guys want to see this as a video, I'd be happy to do that for you. Just let me know in the comments below. But this is another way to make something unique, something that's special just for you, and give it a trial run to see if it's something that really works. Another way to do it is to just invest in a less expensive option. So my favorite way to do this is a book. I think it's called Bombay Company from Barnes & Noble. And they have, as you know, many journals in their bookstores. And this was just a simple leather notebook with a little tie. Now this one has 4 booklets that are permanently sewn into the spine. So this is just so I could get a feel for the pocket size. And what I did was I took it and I made it my own. So this first one is my gratitude journal. This next one is art student information because my son is studying to become an illustrator. And then I have 2 more books left. But this was only, I believe, like $14, give or take. And it's a great way to kind of start very, very inexpensively to see if this is something that'll work out for you. So that's another way to take a baby step to see if the size that you're thinking of is the right one. And then lastly, I'm a big proponent of repurposing. So here I have 4 options. And this first one, I was in my local outlet, so I went to Kate Spade, and what this is a passport case, which is meant to hold a passport. It has a little pocket on the back, but it's the size of a passport size traveler's notebook. So what you can do, this is a passport size insert, is you can slide it into the cover. And I can take a second booklet and slide it into this side. And then if I wanted to put in another one, I could use a jump band to kind of hold them together. And voila, I have my own little notebook. So if you already have a passport cover, you can try repurposing it to see if that size suits you. If it gets too thick and it won't stay closed, another thing you can do is, since it had this beautiful gold embossing on it, I just took a hair tie, also in gold, and I can just put it around it, and there you go. Now this one, also while I was at the outlet, is a fossil wallet. There you go. And it's funny because I was looking at it and I was thinking, wow, this is really nice. And it looks like it's about the size of a passport traveler's notebook. So I started looking at it, and it has the obligatory side vertical pockets that I can use to slide in a booklet. Actually, I have 2 ways of carrying a booklet in this one, which is I can either slide it into this pocket because it does have a passport pocket, or I can simply slide in the cover in this side. I have another one on this side. I can carry multiple credit cards. There's 2 billfold compartments, and it has a back zip compartment. So I was thinking this would make a wonderful, wonderful travel wallet. And I can also carry my booklets with me. So what I did here is I kept the tag in case any of you guys are interested. That's the model number and information. So what I usually like to do is I travel very light. I don't take my regular everyday carry when I travel with my family. I travel light. So this is perfectly adequate. I can stick 2, maybe 3 books and carry my money, my wallets and such, and off to the races. So that's another item to repurpose. Next, this is, believe it or not, the very first planner I ever bought in 1991. This is a cover from Daytimers, and the way their system works, they had little wire-bound booklets, and it has 3 vertical pockets because their system, the way it works is that you kind of nestle booklets together. And then there's one on this side, there's the secretarial pocket, 2 slots here, a snap closure and a pen loop, and then in the back is a zip pocket. So I was looking at this and I was thinking, you know what? This also looks like it can fit a personal size booklet. So I decided to try it. And here I have a booklet. And as you can see, it'll fit. And because there's 3 slots, I can definitely nestle multiple booklets. And that'll work also. So if you have something old laying around, you can probably end up repurposing it and using it as a traveler's cover. And this one has a nice little snap closure. So yeah, this is an oldie but goodie. And then lastly, this is my old Filofax Malden. It used to be the ochre color, which is a kind of a caramel brown. And what I did was I bought paint for leather, and I painted it this beautiful burgundy plum color. And I was originally using the rings, but then I changed my mind, and here you can see the original color. I decided to de-ring it, take out the rings, put 2 straps, and believe it or not, this fits a B6 insert perfectly. So I've used it for that, and I have all these pockets now that I didn't have before, and it closes just fine. So that's another thing you can do. If you are really committing over to the Traveler's Notebook side, what you can do is that if you have a ring binder, if you can get a cheap binder, you can try de-ringing it and repurposing it as a Traveler's Notebook cover. So that right there is 3 different ways that you can take baby steps towards moving into a Traveler's Notebook and trying to figure out if the size works for you. So next, we're going to move on to materials. So the next thing you'll need to consider is the material of your Traveler's Notebook. The most popular option is leather, but Traveler's Notebooks come in many other materials. It comes in fabric, it comes in vegan options, it comes in vinyl, it comes in so many choices. Me personally, I prefer leather. That's just my choice, but I do have 3 fabric options in my collection, which I'm sharing here today. I'm not going too in depth into specific vendors. If you guys want me to do vendor spotlights where I can give you more information for all the vendors that I purchased Traveler's Notebooks from, just let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to do that for you. But I'm just sharing the ones that I do have. As you can tell, I'm a total geek. Love Doctor Who, love Star Wars. And this one was actually my first one. I love the gold chevron pattern with the little gold string, and yeah. But for the most part, the ones that I use are leather. If you're just starting out, these are great affordable options. Also in your local stores, for example, now Target has the May Designs by Blue Sky, which just came out. Michael's has their Reflections brand, and they have one other one. The name escapes me. And lastly, Hobby Lobby was just there today. I saw that they have Traveler's Notebook options from Carpe Diem and Webster's Pages, and there was another brand there. I'll insert pictures right here so that you can see what those look like. So you have a multitude of choices to start off kind of on the lower end and kind of work your way up. And then once you know what you're comfortable with and what fits your needs, then you can invest in a more timeless and, beautiful piece. So let's move on to our last tip, which is what are your must-haves? The last thing you want to think about is your must-haves. For me, I have 2. Traveler's Notebooks, particularly the original, was just a piece of leather with a few straps and not much else. So my first must-have was I need a way to carry a pen. Luckily, they do sell a pen loop. So this is a pen loop sold by the Traveler's Notebook company. It's basically a clip-on mechanism in a matching leather. And as you can see, I can use this in my passport. I can take it off of this one and put it in my larger one, and that works too. What's nice is that a lot of vendors, Traveler's Notebook vendors nowadays, are stitching in pen loops in various sizes, which is nice to have because then you can carry everything that you need. My second must-have is pockets. So as you saw, that one really didn't have a pocket. But Traveler's Notebook Company did offer an option where you can stick on a pocket. So this was the pocket for their larger model. There's another one that for the smaller passport. And then they also had a pocket to carry business cards. Just like the pen loops, Traveler's Notebook makers are starting to incorporate pockets into their Traveler's Notebook covers as well. So that's a wonderful thing to see. And in addition to that, pockets and pen loops, some folks have other requirements. So some of those could be that they absolutely need to have a wide notebook. So in this case, this is a A6 with a wide 2-inch spine. And what this enables you to do is to carry a lot of booklets. In contrast, this passport, there's only 2 booklets in this one, and as you can see, it already comes out to the edge of the leather. So this one is if you want to travel light, and this one is if you really want to carry much, much more. So for some folks, that's a must-have. Another must-have some folks might have is maybe they want to carry their booklets in a different way. So this cover in particular is a trifold. So what that means is that when you open it, it opens 2 ways. So what that does is that it nestles the booklets inside, and as you can see, this one has a pocket, so that when you close it, the booklets are nice and covered. You don't have to worry about the edges of the pages fraying. So there's a lot of different styles that Traveler's Notebook makers are coming up with now. This is just one of them, and for some folks that could be a must-have. And then another must-have for some folks is they might want to personalize it so that they can make it a lot more special for them. So here's an example of where I had an engraving put on my cover, and it says right there, "Life is good," which is a great reminder for me to see every day. And then in this one, beautiful leather, I have a gold butterfly embossed right on the spine. So for some folks, having that special touch makes you feel like, oh, this is mine, this is special, this is unique because I wanted it tailored this way. And it's all part of the experience. So there you go. The top 3 tips that I suggest that you take under consideration when trying to figure out what your first Traveler's Notebook or perhaps your next Traveler's Notebook should be. Think about the size, but do a trial run first. Think about the material and see what kind of material suits your needs. And third, what are your absolute must-have options? So next, I'm going to give you tips for starting out and ultimately leveling up. And if you happen to have a cover that doesn't have one of your must-haves or other features that you may want, I'm also going to share some hacks on how to get those incorporated in there. So just keep watching. Let's talk about starting out with your Traveler's Notebook and leveling up. Let's say a Traveler's Notebook that you chose doesn't have a pen loop. Well, there's lots of ways to get one. Many vendors sell pen loop mechanisms for you to add it to your notebook. So here's one where it's a metal clip-on similar to the Traveler's Notebook option, and it has these 2 metallic stretchable pen loop holes. This one is from the Hobonichi site. Believe it or not, this fits perfectly around a passport-sized Traveler's Notebook cover, and then you're able to carry 2 writing instruments with you. And then this one can serve as both a closure on a standard / narrow / regular Traveler's Notebook size, and it has a built-in pen loop right here. So if that doesn't work out for you, in your craft store, the Mambi brand, Me and My Big Ideas, they sell these stick-on pen loops which have a really large loop, which are perfect for fountain pens and multicolored pens. What you can do is create your own folder, and we'll go into these in a minute. You can just stick those on. Also, the Lloydstrom brand has these nice square ones with an elastic loop. I've also found these at the office supply store for like 99 cents. So always check out their clearance bins. So that takes care of the pen loop problem. Now, what if you don't have pockets? Well, you can make your own. So here I have a 6-pocket pocket folder that I made. It has 6 pockets. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I just added on a pen loop for good measure. I learned how to make this particular folder from a tutorial from Poketfullofvintage, so I'll link it down below. My favorite way of doing pocket folders is to just get the Target Dollar Spot file folders, and then I just cut them up and fold them. So this was for an A6 Traveler's Notebook, and all I did was I cut it out. If you guys want to see this in a DIY tutorial, I can show you how to make one of these. It's really simple. And I have like a inside pocket, an outside pocket, and then I just stuck on a Lloydstrom pen loop. So that's my second one. And then this one was a lot of fun to make. I printed out a picture of my favorite artist. I put some washi tape. This is made out of cardstock. And then I found these really fun pockets at Michael's and I stuck those on. And then, like I said, I stuck on the Mambi stick-on pen loops. So this is a way of me still getting my must-haves if I find a cover that I really love but doesn't come with those features. Another way to get more storage space. So Midori does sell these kind of vinyl, I'm not sure what they're called. They're like pockets. So this is kind of like a zip pocket. It has a long vertical on this one. They also have one for carrying business cards. Oop, that's not the correct one. It's this one. So this one you can carry many business cards. And then a lot of Traveler's Notebook makers are also now making dashboards. So these are long. You can either put family pictures in them or you can put craft paper and you can carry more things. Now this one looks very similar. I actually found this on Amazon and it's a personal size. So it has like two different shaped card pockets on this side and it has the zip on that side. And I think it came in like in a 2 or 3 pack, so this was a great option. But before I even invested in these, I made my own. I took this zip pocket that was originally made for a disc-bound system, and then I had this folder pocket. And what I did is I just took some packing tape and I just attached it in the center, and I made my own. So, you know, there's lots of things that you can do in order to get all the features you want. These are just some stick-on pockets. This one I found at my local Michael's, and this one happens to have long pockets, short pockets, business card pockets. This one I got with an Erin Condren, so I just cut it down and stuck it into one of my Traveler's notebooks. And then another option is this one I purchased from a Traveler notebook maker, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This one is leather. It has card slots over here, a vertical pocket, a zip pocket here. But if you're looking for a more inexpensive option, this one I found in my local Michael's. It's kind of like a half pocket and it has the bungee cord, so you can fit this around like a personal size or a B6 Traveler's notebook, and then, you know, carry little things in here and pens on the outer pocket. And then this one I found in my local Target. So I can carry little things on the outside. It's a nice big pencil case, and then it has a strap so you can strap it around. Now this one fits best over a standard / narrow / regular size Traveler's notebook. So these are all the accessory options that you can either make yourself to make up for those features that perhaps are not in a notebook and get it to work for you. So this is a way of kind of, like I was saying, starting out small, starting out cheaply, and then let's talk about leveling up. So this is the section of my video that I'm including as a bonus. This is the only time I'm going to mention vendors. I feel after being a Traveler's Notebook user for a while, you gain a certain appreciation for craftsmanship. And there are certain Traveler's Notebook makers that I feel go above and beyond and just do extraordinary things with Traveler's Notebooks. So what I'd like to do to end this video is to share with you some of my, I'm going to call them special notebooks from particular vendors that are just, I find the craftsmanship is excellent, and it's just, they're absolutely wonderful. So let's start off with this one on the top. So this one is from Chic Sparrow. This is called their Sidekick model. And what I really loved about this was one of the first times that I saw a Traveler's Notebook that had this outside pocket, but more importantly, this zipper pocket. And it is so roomy. I actually use this Traveler's Notebook as an art journal. I stick the Le Pen markers in this pocket, and all 18 of them fit in there. And then on the inside, you have pockets. It has this beautiful red cover, but this leather, oh my God, it's like butter. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but it's really soft and silky. It has great give. but it doesn't stretch out. I mean, it just molds back into place. So when I saw this, I absolutely had to have it. I mean, it is just beautifully made and such a pleasure to use. And I'm so happy to have it in my collection. Next, this is called the Wallet Notebook, and this one is from a vendor on Etsy called Apple Pig Leather. And it starts off with this magnetic closure. And then on here, on the inside of this spine is where you would put your pen. And when you open it, you have this wonderful collection of pockets. So you have a full back pocket, you have this wonderful metal zip pocket, so you can carry coins. You have 4 credit card slots, which are very thoughtfully V-shaped because it makes it easier to grab your credit card out of there. I asked him to put in this cord because initially he just provides this model with this pocket to slide in a field note size traveler's notebook booklet. But with this strap in the center, I can tether 2 on a jump band and then have 1 in the center to carry up to 3 books. So he was kind enough to do that for me. And then over here, I have another zipper pocket. And I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, this is called the Rose Queen leather. And despite all this layering of leather upon leather, I mean, look at how thinly he cuts this. And it's just wonderful. It's going to wear beautifully. It's gorgeous and it smells absolutely divine. So this is my Apple Pig Wallet Notebook. Next, you're probably peeking over here once again at a Doctor Who tribute. So this is my traveler's notebook in the shape of a TARDIS. It's called River Song and it's made by Alt Guild on Etsy. So this notebook, I mean, I got for obvious reasons, come on. And I absolutely love it. I even ordered a dashboard on Etsy from a wonderful maker. I'll make sure to put her link down below, but she made this beautiful dashboard of the 10th Doctor, which is my absolute favorite. And there is his sonic screwdriver and the TARDIS. Sorry about the glare, guys. And this is another 6-pocket folder that I made. Again, this one doesn't have pockets, but I don't care. I just absolutely love this notebook. And I just stuck in my folder, so I'm good to go. He was able to add a pen loop for me, so yeah. This one is definitely a timeless traveler's notebook cover. Moving on, this next one was made by Glenda of Paper Flower Design Studio. She makes a lot of beautiful specialty covers. This one in particular is kind of like a designer series. It's the Damier pattern of Louis Vuitton. The level of detail is just amazing. I mean, I love this closure with this little knob here, which is very secure, very strong. And then it has this beautiful, rich red, like soft, silky smooth leather. I have plenty of pockets. I requested 2 pen loops and she, you know, this is wonderful. I mean, she stacked them. She designs it into the book so that it's stacked so I can either thread the pen through both in order to use it as a closure, or I can use them separately. And then for my bookmarks, she includes 2. She has these beautiful charms, and one of them has crystals in it. I mean, just the detail is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, I ordered this, I used it. It was very hard to move out of it, and I've actually ordered another one. Wonderful, wonderful, one of my favorite traveler's notebooks. This next one is from Leather Quill Shop, and come on, you guys. I mean, look at this. This is called the Garret. It is wonderfully rustic. I mean, the craftsmanship, I love the layering of leathers. I love the rustic nails. I also love this mechanism where they kind of thread these 2 loops so that it forms a pen loop. It's a trifold, and again, no pockets. But again, I don't care, because I just love the look and feel. I mean, it just reminds me of kind of old world Indiana Jones. I've been traveling the world, and all you need is a nice antique fountain pen to put it there, and it's just, it would be complete. So this one, another one of my favorites. I know, it's like asking me to choose between my children. Almost done, you guys. So this one was originally from a shop called Naked Cow. He now calls his shop Journals by Joey. So this is the Artist A5 notebook. This one is so special. So it's a beautiful flapjack leather, and when you open it, it has these two swing out pouches. And the reason it's called an artist leather is because, you know, you can take each of these pouches and maybe you could put your art supplies here, rulers, markers, pencils, whatever, and then put pens in the other one. And then I thought this was very thoughtful. So you know how you have your booklets and they're open, and normally you use like butterfly clips or the binder clips to keep them open. Well, what you do is when you flip open your book, you slide the cover and those pages under one of these straps in order to keep it open. I mean, it's just the way he thought of the details for this book was just, I thought, brilliant. So of course I had to get it, and it's one of my most beloved pieces in my collection. I know I'm saying that about everything, but I can't help myself. And lastly, this is my latest acquisition. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen this. This is from Speckled Fawns, and it's a 1.5 inch spine. She calls it the planner. It's in my favorite color. It's both smooth leather as well as kind of like a velvet leather. It has this beautiful outside rustic pocket. It has a snap button closure, which is very long and generous. Inside, we have a vertical pocket with 2 card slots. This one actually comes with 6 strings. So I have in here my jib and techo on the first 2. I have another set of booklets on the next 2, and then I have a brainstorm booklet on the last one. And let me just also share with you guys, I love to carry booklets of multiple sizes. So let me just show you the flexibility of traveler's notebooks. This is a B6 Slim jib on techo. Around the front cover, I added this booklet. So this is the Hobonichi Weeks extra booklet, and I have it in here because here is where I keep my notes for my son's college planning. I have this B6 dashboard, which I'm using, and inside of that is a B6 Slim insert, which is my monthly for 2018, which I'm using for forward planning. This is my passport size journal. I did have this in my passport cover, but I didn't want to carry multiple things, so I just stuck the booklet in here in case I feel like journaling. I have it easily accessible, so that's in here. And then this is a standard, I again apologize for the glare. This is a standard B6 book, which I use for brainstorming, taking notes and such. In the back, I have another vertical pocket, 2 card slots, a very generous pen loop for carrying my fountain pen. And here, proudly stamped, it's a Horween leather made in the USA. Like I said, it's a snap closure, very firm. And wait, in the back, there's still more. Another snap with a long back pocket where I keep quick notes and things like that. So yes, this is my current fave. If you haven't figured it out, I just absolutely love pockets. I am thrilled when I can carry multiple pens with me. And yeah, these are my specialty notebooks, which I am proud to give special mention of because they are some of my favorites from my collection. So I hope you enjoyed learning more about Traveler's Notebook features and options. Watch out for future videos, and if you have any topic requests, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and check out my blog at lildevet.com for more information. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, bye.